Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, with our main topic today. Well, within the activities of Egypt Entrepreneurship Summit and on the sidelines of the celebrations of the Global Entrepreneurship Week, the Academy of Scientific Research and Technology participated in a workshop that is titled The Importance of Innovation in the Success of the Startups and Support of the Development of the National Economy and Social Challenges, problems. To shed more light on this and to shed more light on the Entrepreneurship Club, we have the pleasure to host today our guest, Dr. Nihal Afifi, Director Manager for Entrepreneurship Club in an Egyptian university. Welcome, Dr. Afifi.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting me.
It's my pleasure. Dr. Afifi, could you give us first an idea about the Entrepreneurship Club?
Sure. Entrepreneurship Club is trying to bridge the gap between the academia and academic research with business environment, trying to change the mindset of students from being a job seekers to and converting this to being job creators, trying to build their own startups. This is the main idea of Entrepreneurship Club in universities.
Yes. So what is the role that it plays and supports the universities, the Entrepreneurship Club?
We are trying to give all our students and youth in the environment or in the ecosystem of entrepreneurship clubs with specialized trainings in entrepreneurship, trying to support them with the fund to build their own startups and funding these startups in incubators, training them.
That's yes, yes. So what is the importance of holding the significance of holding such a summit of entrepreneurship in Egypt?
In Egypt we are trying to collaborate within the ecosystem of entrepreneurship. Previously we were like serious islands, separated islands from each others. Such summits are trying to improve the cooperation between ecosystems of entrepreneurship, between universities, entrepreneurship clubs, environment of business, technological environment and organizations, investors, and for sure the entrepreneurs and the innovators of Egypt.
Yes. So, Dr. Afifi, this entrepreneurship summit is held in Aswan, isn't it? Yes. So it was held several years ago.
Yes.
Yes.
That's correct,
you told me before you go on air. So could you give us an idea about the summit and about the history of this summit? When did it start? How many years ago?
It's like 4 or 5 years ago it started. Yes. It's aimed to collect as many of the ecosystem as they could every year. For sure, this year we had several problems like the COVID-19 problem.
Yes.
We had to physical distancing between the attendance of the summit. So, but still we had a lot of people attending. We had a lot of investors, academic research organizations, universities. A lot of universities were registered this year in Summit. Yes. And of course the pitching competition of entrepreneurs were several competitors won this year a lot of prizes. Money prizes for funding their startups.
Yes, yes. So, Dr. Afifi, this year's summit of entrepreneurship that was held in Aswan, what's new about this year's edition of the summit? And you told me that facing the challenge of coronavirus, taking precautionary measures, of course, in organizing and attending the meetings, the participants.
Yes.
So what about this year's summit? What did it introduce, and what were the outcomes?
Okay. Actually, because of what you said, this year the topic was about the impact of COVID-19 on startups and on innovation, not only in Egypt but also worldwide. There was a lot of workshops and sessions talking about the impact of pandemics on startups, on new startups, how to collect funds for these startups, and the future of these startups. Also, there was a very good discussion about the role of universities in startups and in helping innovators to move on with their ideas.
Yes. So you discussed this, the role of the universities during the latest summit in Aswan, the role of universities in encouraging startups. So do you think that this is the stage during which the state should encourage a youth or a student to be an entrepreneur, you know, or should we start from the stage of the school, the secondary school, for example?
Okay.
Which stage?
The actual age of being a successful entrepreneurship is above 45. So,
oh my God.
yes, we need to start early during the university stage and maybe before, just to change the mindset of the students and the parents and the community around them about that we don't need to wait for
yes,
a job.
that's what
Yes.
I was, what I meant, that we should start with the student since he is young.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So how do the young people react to the concept of entrepreneurship?
We started just 1 year ago, so we're still in early ages of
Yes.
of entrepreneurship in universities or the e-clubs in universities. But we are moving. We are trying to give all our students a lot of trainings about entrepreneurship, design thinking, critical thinking, and so on. All the skills they need to build their own business, change their ideas into an innovative products or startups to build better future. Not wait for governmental jobs or private business jobs, just to start
Yes,
their
to
own
be
jobs.
independent.
Yeah.
Yes. So what are the qualifications or needed for a person to start a small or a medium enterprise?
The required qualifications, that's what are we doing now. We are giving all the students the required trainings. We are trying to help them with workshops, sessions, attending summits like the one in Aswan, so they could have the skills of teamwork, leadership skills, communication skills, presentation skills, know all the steps of building a new business.
So what are the steps that a youth should follow?
Just to work on himself or herself. He needs first to let's say maturing their ideas about their startups, investigate the market. Are there ideas applicable in the Egyptian market, or that would be far away from what the Egyptian customer needs?
Yes. Dr. Afifi, do you think that the budget could be an obstacle facing a small or a youth
Not at all.
to establish a small or medium enterprise?
No, not at all. We're having a lot of organizations.
Facilitations?
Yes. Governmental, non-governmental, and private, who are funding a lot of SMEs, new startups.
What are the procedures to register for establishing a small and medium enterprise? What are the steps they take? They send an application, they go to make an interview, or what are the procedures?
It depends. It depends on the organization. If it's a bank, for example, they are following the procedures of the banks.
Yes.
But if they are students still in the universities, they could attend or visit the TICA offices. They are offices that are held in universities. A few years ago. It stands for Technology Innovation and Commercialization Offices. They are also under the umbrella of Academy of Scientific Research and Technology, and they are held in a lot of universities and scientific organizations in Egypt. So they could register their innovative ideas, and they got the funds from there.
Yes, yes. So, how can a youth choose, for example, a small project, the idea of a small project? How do you help youth to choose an idea of small projects?
We are not helping our students to create ideas. We are helping them to make their ideas come true. Help them to move on with their ideas, to get the funds they need, to get the trainings they need.
What are the examples of small projects?
Here in Egypt, are we allowed to
In
say?
Egypt, we're not supposed to say
Yeah, that's a problem.
names,
Yes.
but what kind of work? I mean,
Let's say
to sell something, to make a car
to
of
sell
ice cream, or
something,
like
to sell services. We could we won't say the name. One of the famous transportation or private cars transportation agencies or applications in
started as a small.
yeah, it's a startup.
Yes.
Social media is a startups. Mobile phones companies also are startups, many of them.
Yes.
Yes, we are having.
That's a good examples. We would like to hear more, but without mentioning any names, of course, of
okay.
companies. So please, could you proceed in?
We could, yes, in examples. We talked before
also,
over in air.
Selling
Yes,
any sort of.
I would say the example we talked about before.
Without mentioning the name.
Yes, okay. Like if you want to open a sweet potatoes cart in the street, it's an SMEs. It's a micro business, but when we add, for example, the chocolates or caramel or anything on these sweet potatoes, this is startups. This is an innovative idea. We added just a small component to a popular sold product, which make it make a little different. Makes it an innovative product or
yes. Yes.
What
are the most districts in Egypt that accepts the, not the regular way of selling something or normal shops? What are the most districts in Egypt that accept this?
Of course, it's Cairo and Alexandria, Giza.
Yes.
Great Cairo
cities,
and Alexandria, big cities.
Yes.
Okay. We still have problems
so
with small
how could
districts.
you the club spread the awareness in the other governorates in Egypt?
Okay, I'll talk about my example. I'm in a national universities where we are having a number of centers in Upper Egypt districts. So
yes.
We are able to spread this change mindset in Upper Egypt with students in, for example, Asyut, Bani Suif, Sohag, with the idea of entrepreneurship and how they could start their own startup, how they could start their own business.
Yes. So how do the club of entrepreneurship coordinate with the universities?
With other universities?
Yes.
Okay, we are having a joint project together. We meet in summits like the summit of Aswan
yes.
to talk about future plans we could make together, future trainings for students and
yes.
so on.
Is there a certain field or certain fields for establishing small and medium enterprises?
No. No.
Yes. Not a specific field?
No. Ideas could come in any field.
Yes. 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 How do you evaluate the role that is played by the state and by President Fattah al-Sisi in encouraging youth for small and medium enterprises?
Okay, not only for small and medium enterprises, and also for the role of entrepreneurship and innovative projects. We're having a good fund, and it's increasing also this year for funding students in the universities, students in the schools, for training them to be better skills, enhancing their skills, improving how they are dealing with ideas, converting ideas into projects and so on.
Yes.
So yes, we are taking a good fund.
Yes.
It's not a problem of money.
Yes.
It's a problem of making this come true on ground.
Yes. How do the club follow up with a youth, for example, who established a small or medium enterprise?
We are supporting it in many ways. First, we could help it with funds through the TICA offices. Then it's moved to incubators or accelerators.
Yes.
We could help him to get funds from investors. There are a lot of investors, private sector investors, who are capable of funding new ideas or even buying their ideas.
Yes. Dr. Afifi, do you think that small SMEs support the Egyptian economy and also solve the problem of employment? Do you think?
Of course. You know,
in what way?
I will tell
Yes.
you. Through the sustainability development plan of Egypt, Egypt
Yes.
Vision 2030.
Yes.
We're talking about one of the main pillars is how to convert the unemployed youth in Egypt into good employees, not even building their own startups,
Yes.
but also to be capable of improving the jobs they have in their organizations, whatever it's a private sector or public sector. So according to the vision of Egypt 2030, yes, we are supporting this small. We are moving, we are helping youth not to wait for the job to come, to be employed in an organization, to be employed in the government,
Yes.
but to create their own jobs. And also to create jobs for others. If he's gonna start his own startup with 5 of his friends, then we are talking about 6 unemployed youths that are turned into startup owners or a company owners.
Yes, yes, yes. So the role that is played by the Academy of Scientific Research and Technology. Also this week it participated, the Academy, in the workshop titled The Importance of Innovation in the Success of Startups, Support the Development and National Economy. So what's your comment on this?
The TICA offices and the entrepreneurship clubs in universities and academic research and institutes are under the umbrella of the Academy of Scientific Research and Technology. So they are funding all the offices and clubs. They are helping us with training for the director managers and all the members of the clubs and the offices. They are helping us to attend such summits of Aswan, and there was another one in Alexandria. So are they supporting us in many ways? They are supporting us in commercializing all the products or innovative products that are registered in our offices.
Yes.
So they are taking a huge role in supporting innovation and entrepreneurship in Egypt.
Yes. How do you see the importance of spreading the awareness of establishing small projects with the students at school, very young students at school, to prepare them in the future to be able to be independent and could establish his own project? Okay,
we're helping him in different ways. One way, after university, if he's an employee in an organization or
Yes.
Or bank or anything, the mindset of entrepreneurship, the skills he got from knowing or taking these courses and taking these trainings and workshops, he will be an effective member of his organization. That's one way. If he's working inside an organization or university, bank and so on, or even if he's a scientific researcher. On the other way, he could start his own business or improve, enhance his family business. This is another way. Solve the problems of the surrounding environment, like if he found, example, a problem of tuk-tuk, for example, he could solve this problem using entrepreneurship for making an innovative application to regulate how this uh, um, transportation vehicle could be. So he could solve problems in the environment. He could solve problems not in the surrounding environment, but in Egypt. He could help improve his working environment, and he could start his own startup.
Yes. What are the nations around the world that are pioneers in this idea of SME?
Of course, the United States of America and Europe, and in the Middle East, we are having Emirates, United of Emirates, Dubai, especially.
So these countries, you see them as a successful example.
Yes, and a lot of startups, Egyptian startups, are registered in Dubai.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
They are in top list of startups or registered startups in the world.
Yes. Yes. So, Dr. Afifi, what is your advice to young youth who are going to start a small and a medium enterprise or project?
Okay, let's move backwards. Before starting their own startup, this time after COVID-19, we don't have the privilege of just studying in the university and taking our exams and then graduate and waiting for to be employed in whatever organization.
Yes.
This is time to work on ourselves, train ourselves, taking a lot of courses, a lot of enhancing our skills, improving how we do work, how we study, how we make scientific research, and so on. So we don't need to just take our exams and graduate and wait for to be employed. We need to move forward with trainings, with enhancing skills, and so on.
Yes. Yes. So what is the experience that you had in dealing with the youth concerning the small and medium enterprises, as they take the experience from the old ones, also the old people and people with experience like you also learn from the young, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
So what was your, tell me about your experience.
Yeah, a lot of my students are having their own startups and they are very successful. And since we are not allowed to say names, so I'm just saying hi to all of them for their great jobs. They are very young people with a very creative ideas. Sometimes I just discussing with them their ideas and say, oh my God, how you got all these ideas, how you got all this energy, how you got all this potential to move on and to take all the risk and to leave your job and to start a new business, to sell your car and to make your own business.
Yes. What is the message that you would like to send them now?
I'm very proud of them, all of them. And a message to Ulias, don't wait for a job, just create your own job. Yes, we are having like a quote or a slogan for our entrepreneurship club. It says, ignore negative vibes and startup. So we have to ignore all the negative vibes around us and to start up our future, start up our business, start up our new idea, and so on.
Yes.
Thank you.
I thank you very much for your time
and
for
so
your
much.
valuable information. I wish you the best of luck. Dr. Nihal Afifi, Director and Manager of the Entrepreneurship Club in an Egyptian university. Thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, Cairo Local Time. I'm Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.